they asked him about it. How do you feel about Russ coming back and starting? And he said, honestly, I'm not mad at it. I didn't make it undeniable that they had to start me when I had 6-game opportunity to do so.
That's the right answer. You're not.
That's the great answer.
You're not going to say, I feel like I deserve to still be the starter. Because then you're going to cause.
You know what? Even though it's the right answer, the correct answer, he did not look amazing. Yes, they are 4-2, but a lot of that 4-2 was against, the first game that they won was against the Falcons, who didn't know what they were doing the game 1 of the season. Kirk Cousins was taking snaps out of the pistol. Like he wasn't even doing play action stuff.
Through 6 games, Justin Fields got you the 3rd best case scenario out of 6 games. You know what I'm saying? And you got to think, like, has Pittsburgh been entirely healthy for him to have a full arsenal to do anything with anyway?
Well, this is what it boiled down to, in my opinion. It's not the results, because they 4-2. You can. I mean, you're not turning the ball over. We didn't lose because of you. Mm-hmm. You actually helped us win some games with your legs and sometimes with your arm, right? Mm-hmm. So it's not the results. This is what Mike Tomlin is trying to do. He's probably getting complaints from that receiver room. I just looked it up. George Pickens is the number 1 receiver. He's been targeted 44 times. He only caught 26 of them. That's not because he don't have hands. That's because them balls are selling sometime, and he's getting frustrated. Mm-hmm. After George Pickens, I think that's good for like number 24th in the league. Mm-hmm. Oh no, maybe 20th, right? In the top 50, there's not another Pittsburgh receiver. It's tight ends, it's number 2 receivers, number 3 receivers, all in the top 50. It's some teams that got 3 receivers in there.
Good point.
It's just one guy in the top 50, and he can't even catch half of his balls that's thrown to him. They're frustrated.
Okay, so what was the score last week with Pittsburgh? Didn't they blow somebody out?
33 to something. They beat Vegas.
Like 33 to 14.
Bro.
It was convincing.
It don't matter. It don't matter because your quarterback played probably the best game he's played all season, and then you're gonna bench him.
Yep.
Like, what sense does that make?
Because he was always the number 2. Mike Tomlin told y'all at the beginning of the year, hey, Russ healthy, we going with Russ. Now Russ healthy, we going with Russ.
Exactly.
Russ will play one half of this football game.
Nah.
He gonna play both. He gonna Bronco
Russ
country.
gonna
Let's ride. He gonna play the whole game.
The worst case scenario is they bring Fields in for some of them plays where his design runs. You know what I'm saying?
They're gonna use Field like Miami used to use Marcus Vick.
Yeah. Because what if I'm Mike Tomlin, what I'm doing right now is I'm making the Jets prepare just for Russell Wilson, and they ain't even practicing no read options or no design runs because they think it's just gonna be Russ, and he's not mobile no more, right? What happens is you start Russ, see what he can do, and then late in that first quarter or that second quarter, here comes Justin Fields all of a sudden for a couple of plays, design runs that you ain't ready for.
I'm gonna give you this, Mel. You pulled a rabbit out of a hat with that one, right? But what make you think somebody getting paid ain't doing the same thing?
Yeah, good point.
I think if you're Mike Tomlin, you're smarter than the move that you're making right now. I know when the season started, we was like, if one of these quarterbacks is at a certain record, then you go with the other one. Unfortunately, circumstances had to put Justin Fields in the starting spot, but Justin Fields got you to 4-2. You know what I'm saying?
He sure did.
And then you only played Russ with the ones in practice this week leading into this game. There's no chemistry amongst him and the ones. The snap count is going to be different between the two of them. The play style, like you said, Justin Fields is more mobile than Russell Wilson is. So now the line has to move different. The blocking schemes is different. And you're throwing that into, you're throwing a wrench in the system that is clearly has been working, that has you 4-2, and I believe second place in that division, right? So
who's in first?
Tied for first, yeah. So Baltimore. So you're tied for first with, and I don't understand how Mike's. I know you said at the beginning that Russell Wilson was probably going to be a starter because that's experience, right? But through 6 games, Justin Fields has showed you I can win games.
You go in here. You know what you got there. You know what you got there. See what you got with Russ, because both of them are 1 year signed. And not only that, you have an opportunity to, if you lose this game, cool. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The Browns and Bengals ain't going nowhere fast. You'll be fine. You're still in prime position for a wild card, and you got Baltimore twice. You got Baltimore twice, so if you take care of your business, you'll still win your division. So this game really is it literally is an extension of the preseason for Russell Wilson. They have nothing to lose. Pittsburgh has nothing to lose with throwing Russ out there this game.
But this is not a game you switch.
And not only that, like, no disrespect to nobody or your team, he could have waited a week because next week they got the Giants. He could have put Russ out there against New York.
I would have played against the Giants. I wouldn't have played him this week.
It's
so
just.
Do y'all think Justin Fields is doing enough to where some of these schools, like some of these teams, like you got Baltimore, you're gonna have teams that you get ready. That's like Justin Fields, right?
Yeah.
Do you think he's doing enough to get over these more offensive power teams later down the line?
Britt, what's his record right now?
4-2.
I know what his record is.
There you go.
Yeah, but
that's
I'm gonna be real.
But we're questioning Mike Tomlin. Like, Mike Tomlin is a good coach, right?
I'm gonna be real honest with you.
Off what he has.
I don't have a problem with Mike Tomlin, what he's doing and what he did. However, if I'm the Browns front office, I'm calling Mike Tomlin like, man, look, just give me Justin Fields right now. Give him to me right now.
That wouldn't hurt me.
We could do a trade in the locker room.
It's just interesting to me that we're talking about Mike Tomlin, right? So if he's if he's so willing to put Russ out there on the field, that's telling me that maybe he's seeing the writing on the wall with Justin Fields. Maybe you're capped out. You're not. I'm just saying, we're talking about a good coach. This is not Nick Sirianni that we're talking about. We're talking about a good, intelligent coach, right? Do we all agree on that or not?
Absolutely. No, I think Tomlin, well respected.
Listen, good coaches make bad decisions all the time.
I'm not disagreeing. But I
don't even think it's a Mike Tomlin decision all the way. I think that, and one might want to go back and study what that trade that they did for Justin Fields, because it was a trade. If he reached certain parameters, does that mean that pick was it a conditional pick or whatever? So you don't want him to cap all the way out. You get what I'm saying?
It makes sense.
My biggest thing is
Justin Fields on the
he didn't make it
on the field. He don't look that great.
And that was the problem to me. Like,
if you see Russell Wilson in his last year, he didn't look that great.
He didn't look great, but you know what?
No. Last year, Russell Wilson actually looked real good.
I'll take the last couple of games over anything Justin Fields did this year. He don't look good.
And I love Justin Fields. I always think that he got a raw deal in the Chicago as far as given the opportunity. But he said it. They asked him about it. How do you feel about Russ coming back and starting? And he said, honestly, I'm not mad at it. I didn't make it undeniable that they had to start me when I had 6-game opportunity to do so.
That's the right answer. You're not.
That's a great answer.
You're not going to say I feel like I deserve to still be the starter because then you're going to cause.
Take that job.
You know what? Even though it's the right answer, the correct answer. He did not look amazing. Yes, they are 4-2, but a lot of that 4-2 was against, the first game that they won was against the Falcons, who didn't know what they were doing the game 1 of the season. Kirk Cousins was taking snaps out of the pistol. Like, he wasn't even doing play-action stuff.
Through 6 games, Justin Fields got you the third best case scenario out of 6 games. You know what I'm saying? And you got to think, like, has Pittsburgh been entirely healthy for him to have a full arsenal to do anything with anyway?
Well, this is what it boiled down to, in my opinion. It's not the results because they 4-2. You can. I mean, you're not turning the ball over. We didn't lose because of you.
Mm-hmm.
You actually helped us win some games with your legs and sometimes with your arm, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not the results. This is what Mike Tomlin is trying to do. He's probably getting complaints from that receiver room. I just looked it up. George Pickens is their number 1 receiver. He's been targeted 44 times. He only caught 26 of them. That's not because he don't have hands.
No, not
that's because them balls are selling sometime, and he's getting frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
After George Pickens, I think that's good for like number 24th in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, maybe 20th, right? In the top 50, there's not another Pittsburgh receiver. It's tight ends, it's number 2 receivers, number 3 receivers, all in the top 50. It's some teams that got three receivers in there.
Good point.
It's just one guy in the top 50, and he can't even catch half of his balls that's thrown to him.
Now
They're frustrated
for Pittsburgh.
Huh?
Go to rushing yards for Pittsburgh.
Oh,
he's a leading rusher too. So now you're gonna be stuck with Najee Harris.
Najee hadn't looked bad this year,
but Warren is healthy again now too, though.
Warren,
is he healthy? That helps. That helps tremendously. Because if you just stuck with Najee Harris, nah.
I guess for me, like you had 6 weeks to literally take the job, and he did not take it.
He played well enough to win.
Coaches
I understand what you're saying, but at the end of the day,
we're not going to neglect the defense. It was one game in there, the defense was scoring more points.
At the end of
one
the day,
of those games was defense.
And you definitely don't take a quarterback out after you done won 30-something to 14.
Yeah, but
if you
can't throw the ball,
you got to play football. Yeah, but at some point the coach got to say, look, man, play freaking football and stop being a prima donna and asking for the ball. We're winning, right? Trent Dilfer got the Baltimore Ravens to the Super Bowl and they won it. And then they was like, well, let's see if we can find a better quarterback than Trent Dilfer. And they never went back to the Super Bowl with that squad again. Right? You know, it took some years. When Flacco came, but that was a different squad though. But you know, but my point is this: if it's working, work it. Don't change it up because you're trying to get something better. Like you look, my boy Bird uncle told me a long time ago, you never leave for show pussy for more pussy because you might end up with no pussy.
I mean, that's wrong.
If it's right there and it's working, and I mean that's what it is. I'm sorry, but
let me ask y'all this:
it's just infected.
Does Russell Wilson have the same window that Justin? Do you give him a 6-game window? Or does 6 games put you too far?
Not if we 0-6. Hell, not if we 0-2. Hell no.
What's the least?
He got 2 games max. If they lose to the Jets, if they lose to the Jets and he struggles against the Giants, his ass going to the pine.
Gotta go.
I mean, but I don't know. But they won a game where they did not score a touchdown. They kicked 6. It was against the Falcons. They kicked 6 field goals. There's more to be desired on offense. Granted, I don't know if as a coach. If I was the coach, I don't know if I would take Justin Fields out because 4-2 is damn good and more than we expected to be at this.
Tied for first in your division.
Tied for first in the division. But at the same time,
because it's not guaranteed that Baltimore beats Tampa Bay this week.
It's not guaranteed. Right, no, that is not a guarantee. But let me ask you this: what other first place team is taking out their quarterback?
None.
Just saying.
None.
But to me, that tells you so much.
What does it tell
you? That tells me, does Mike Tomlin really believe in Justin Fields?
That tells me
they got 4-2.
Made a bad decision.
Do you think so?
Maybe he did, but maybe he didn't.
We're gonna find out.
I think
we're about to find out.
I mean, clearly, what we do know is that Russ ain't the quarterback of the future. That's what we do.
No,
he's not the quarterback of the future. Like he's there now. He's gonna be starting this week. But
why are you gonna do that? Why are you gonna do that? Like you didn't have to do that.
I mean, dang.
Is this Jets game weighed a little bit different? Is it buffered because this is Russell's first game of the season? Like, do you have a buffer for this game and then you really start counting the tallies next week, or do you just
count this one and they're gonna lose? They're gonna lose this game and.
They might not though, Jay. I mean, when Andy Dalton came in for Carolina, it was like it was like a jolt of energy for everybody, and it worked for one game, and then the carrots turned into a pumpkin real quick.
Yeah, but you also didn't. When Andy Dalton came in, they also played the same Raiders. They just got smacked by them last week. Like they don't count. And although Devontae Adams was there when that happened. But
Aaron Rodgers wasn't.
You about to see a resurgence of 17. Listen, number 5 is gonna be wide open because you can't just double him no more. This offense is gonna be clicking if he can throw the ball because the offensive line. You don't fix your offensive line by adding a receiver. That's not how you fix that. That's not good math. But
that's not how math
works. Which is strange. Which is strange because they're only bad at pass blocking because they can run the ball.
Oh, I mean, they got Breece Hall back there. They can
run the ball.
So actually, they had the prior 2 games prior to Monday night. The 2 games before that, as a team, they might have had 40 yards combined rushing in the 2 games combined. Like, it was bad. It was bad for 2 weeks. One of those weeks, and I took them on underdog. Brees Hall had 4 yards.
Shout out to underdog. Look, so real quick, who's making more of an impact on their in their new position? Adams or Wilson?
Devontae.
In this game.
Devontae.
Adams. Yeah.
I think,
I mean, if we look at it, like, just think about it. So Garrett Wilson was what? Your number 1 receiver going up against your number 1 corners. Now he gets to go up against number 2s. That's crazy.
But Garrett Wilson in the slot now.
But can A-Rod get that ball to them again? A-Rod been that arm ain't arming like it used to.
They got a different
arming.
I will say this, and I hate to say this because I really hate the guy, but even without having Devontae, he's been trying to throw to Garrett like it is Devontae. And now that you got Devontae back, it's gonna be like riding a bike for him.
Yep.
With no seat. All right, so let's go to.
Wait a minute.